I want more than anything for Penn State to win because unfortunately, if Penn State lose,
Don't
I,
say it.
I think it will show them as frauds.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and on this Throwdown Thursday edition, we talk Week 16 of the college football season. We've got bowls starting, and we've got the college football playoffs. So, in segment one, we will do CFP predictions. In segment two, we will talk about bowls, and in segment three, I got a coach here with me. We're going to talk about these coaching decisions and talk about them in a way that's going to hopefully enlighten and incite, fans to enlighten fans on how this business works. So, December 20th, first round, ABC, Indiana Hoosiers travel to Notre Dame. Indiana has that why not us, why not now feeling. And Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman has just done a masterful job. With me today, Coach Alfred Johnson. Coach, any thoughts about Indiana and Notre Dame? Again, Kurt Signetti has Indiana believing, has the whole state believing, and Marcus Freeman has just quietly just done a great job since he's gotten that job. Any thoughts on that game?
I agree with you in both cases that both programs have really taken off under their prospective coaches. I happen to have Notre Dame winning that game. I
Okay.
think Marcus Freeman has really done a great job with that program. If I'm correct, they're 11-1, and they've been playing super. Again, not taking anything away from Indiana. They've played super. They're believing, but I just have Notre Dame winning that game.
Okay. All right. Um, I have Notre Dame winning strictly because I believe in the BCA and I want Marcus Freeman to win. But Indiana has both teams knew the answers to the test. Indiana beat everybody so bad that you couldn't keep them out. And Notre Dame lost early and ran the table. So that's what you're
Yes.
supposed to do. All right. December 21st at high noon. SMU travels to Happy Valley. My friends have been killing me for years about my love affair of James Franklin and always picking them. SMU stepped up to the plate. Their donors stepped up to the plate. Their players stepped up to the plate. They are ready for big time football. And Penn State, real talk, coach, they have choked. They have not performed when the lights have been brightest. You can't get any better than high noon at your place, white out for the chance to advance in the playoffs. You're a Philly guy. What say you, coach?
I'm like you. Listen, I want more than anything for Penn State to win because unfortunately, if Penn State lose,
Don't
I,
say it.
I think it will show them as frauds.
Ooh.
They need to win. I agree with you. I root for them every week. I like what Franklin's doing.
And we're
But,
depressed and
but
disappointed all of the time. And
correct.
I can hear them saying, just give me your just give me your $10 because you keep giving it to the sports book.
Right. Please, we need Penn. I got Penn State winning, but it's going to be tough. I just, listen, I don't care if they win by a field goal. Please just win.
Just
I got
win.
Penn State.
Okay. All
Just
right.
win.
4 o'clock on December 21st. Clemson traveled to Texas. So, coach, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm not a fan of Dabo. And Clemson has had a 4-year absence from high levels of relevancy. They're the best of the ACC, but that's about it because last year they lost 3 games. This year their losses have come from SEC teams. And in Texas, this is what you asked for. Hey, Sark, you wanted in, you got in, and you're hosting the game, and everybody's watching. I got Texas winning. Selfishly, I hope Texas runs them off the field and finally play that good quarterback, Arch Manning, instead of Quinn Ewers. But what are you thinking about Texas hosting Clemson in the playoff?
Well, one, I'm in agreement with you. I'm not a fan of Dabo because he just all over the place. I got Texas winning. Um, and I think I want them to win because I think this going to be the quarterbacks last year. There,
It's got to be.
got to be. So I got them winning and saying farewell.
Okay. All right. And then finally, 8 o'clock, ABC, prime time. Tennessee travels to Ohio State. Tennessee is the only team in this whole tournament, in my opinion, playing with house money because Ryan Day has pressure to perform. That's not a long drive from Knoxville to Ohio State to Columbus. So I think the fans are going to be in there. But again, Ryan Day has not had a good record against really good teams. And Tennessee is like that next tier team in the SEC. What are you thinking, coach?
I actually got Tennessee to win.
Ooh,
I got Tennessee to win. I think this is something they understand will help separate the program in the next coming years. Winning this game will do that. And again, you're right. The AD at Ohio State said Ryan Day's coming back. But again, if he loses, that may change because again, you're right. He has not won the big games.
the dreaded vote of confidence.
Yes,
The
yes,
dreaded vote of
yes.
confidence.
I got
Okay.
again. I'm going with Tennessee.
All right. They're playing with house money. When you, as a coach, when your kids are playing loose and fancy free, amazing things happen. And Ohio State may just be a little tight, and their fans might even turn on them and boo. I mean, so
Yes.
Ohio State would have benefited in my eyes from a road game. It's actually, as a coach may disagree, easier to keep your kids focused on the road than it is at home because we control everything. At home, I got to worry about tickets, I got to worry about this and that,
Mhm.
and the girlfriend, and oh man. So good luck, Ohio State. I hope you play well. But Tennessee's coming with some heat. So, with that, in segment two, we're going to give you our first round of bowl preview. We'll be right back on the Coaches Podcast. This is Dr. Keith Adams, president of the CKA Save Project and author of Finding the Balance, my personal journey to academic and athletic success. This book is your key to unlocking the secrets of being a successful student athlete. Drawing from my 30-year career as a teacher and coach, this instructional guide offers a unique perspective on achieving success in both academics and athletics. With over 15 personal stories and insightful antidotes, Finding the Balance is a must-read for student athletes, parents, coaches, teachers, and administrators. Visit www.ckasaveproject.org to get your copy and start finding the balance today.
I know. I know.
Welcome back to the Coaches Podcast in segment two. Two things. One, congratulations to Travis Hunter for winning the Heisman Trophy. Outstanding speech, and Ashton Genty, even if you won, I would not have had a problem because you have done wonders for the running back position. But again, to go from an FCS school in Jackson State all the way up to winning the Heisman Trophy, congratulations, Travis Hunter. Coach, any thoughts on Travis Hunter winning the Heisman before we jump into the bowls?
Oh, I'm personally excited for the young man. He's exciting to watch. I just, like you said, coming from Jackson State, and again, it's different when we say coming from Jackson State because he chose Jackson State because he wanted to play for Dion. He chose there, and we do have kids choosing HBCUs for a lot of special reasons. What he did at Colorado again shows how good he is, and not just him. The fact that Shador was not even mentioned in the Heisman is an insult. His numbers was better than both quarterbacks. So again, that's why I was again glad for Hunter because he won based on what he did on the field, despite people being not upset, just having problems with Dion. Dion's doing a hell of a job. He's good for college football, and the recruits, top recruits, are proving it by choosing to go to Colorado. They're going to be good for the next many years.
Yeah, it's a legit cold there. I just left Colorado. Oh my God, that's a new level of cold. So I hope they build an indoor facility. Okay, Bowl schedule. So let's recap. One, congratulations to Jackson State for winning the Celebration Bowl.
Yes.
That's something Dion couldn't even do. And then South Alabama beat Western Michigan in the Salute to Veterans Bowl. Uh, this comes out on Thursday the 19th, so we would have missed the Frisco Bowl, but I'm going with Memphis over West Virginia. The Boca Raton Bowl is on Wednesday. I'm going to go with JMU over Western Kentucky. And the LA Bowl, I'm going to go with UNLV over Cal. So now, Coach, we got the New Orleans Bowl on Thursday the 19th. Georgia Southern against Sam Houston. Uh, Robert is in Texas, one of our correspondents. So I'm going to go with Sam Houston. Before we get to your predictions, will you even watch any of these bowls as you are actually in season?
Probably not. No, I'm being honest. Probably not, because it's just a busy week for us. We got exams this week. I got recruiting and so forth. I'm actually looking forward to the 28th.
Okay, so we'll get there.
I'm looking forward to the 28th.
All right. So the Cure Bowl, Ohio against Jacksonville State. Rich Rod, and we'll talk about him in segment 3, has left. Jacksonville State had a good team. Ohio had a good team. That's actually going to be a pretty good game. And I'm going to go with the stability of Ohio over Jacksonville State. And then in the Gasparilla Bowl, we've got Florida versus Tulane. Florida's coach saved his job going against Tulane. I hope he has a performance so he can go into the offseason with a little quietness in the offseason. So with that, in segment 3, we're going to talk about the bowls next week, as well as got a new coach in North Carolina. You didn't think we're going to leave without talking about that. We'll be right back on the Coaches Podcast. This is Dr. Keith Adams, president of the CKA Safe Project, with a question for you. Are you passionate about supporting student athletes? If so, then become an official member of the CKA Safe Project and make a difference today. With your membership, you'll be able to help us provide essential academic and athletic support to underserved communities nationwide. Join us in empowering student athletes to achieve their full potential, both on and off the field. Together, we can build a brighter future through education and sports. Visit ckasafeproject.org and choose your membership level now. $25 is a bronze level membership, $50 is a silver level membership, and $100 is a gold level membership. Be a part of the change. Become a member of the CKA Safe Project today. Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast in segment 3. Let's get to the next week bowls, if you will. Monday, December 23rd, the Myrtle Beach Bowl, one of my favorites. Cities to go to. Coastal Carolina not even leaving home, playing UTSA. I like UTSA in that one. Famous Idaho Potato Bowl, Northern Illinois with the upset of the year going against Fresno State. Since Northern Illinois plays in the cold and Fresno's from California, I'm going to go with the team used to the cold. The Hawaii Bowl on December 24th, South Florida versus San Jose State. South Florida, I picked them early in the year to have a better year. You owe me, so I'm going to pick them as well. And then next week's show, we will take care of the rest of the bowls, but we've got some new coaches. North Carolina hired Bill Belichick in a big thumb to the NFL. Coach, what do you think about the Belichick hire, in your opinion, sir?
Well, I think it's a complete home run for the University of North Carolina. Hiring Belichick speaks, hopefully, to their commitment to football right now. I mean, they're paying this guy $50 million at the college level. He has $10 million to assemble a staff. That's a lot of money, again, at the college level. So, again, I think it's a heck of a hire. If, in fact, he wants to be there. Now, I understand he has a 1-year buyout. I'm hoping that he stays all 5 years, because recruits and their parents are paying attention. He got a 4-star quarterback coming in saying he's sticking with North Carolina because he wants to learn from Belichick. when you look at all the great players he's coached, all the great players at the NFL level who still revere him, he would be an ideal head coach to play for. And again, you got to be tough skinned. Excuse me. You got to be tough skinned because people know, he don't mess around. He gets on you. But again, that is what is needed for a lot of these young athletes.
So I'm a fan of the hire. One of the reasons why I'm a fan of the hire is because the CK Save Project is working diligently to create a postgraduate academy because we're seeing, and coach, you can speak to this, within the world of basketball, there is a lack of skill development and there's also a lack of academic development. So when these student athletes try to go to the next level, they're really not as good on the court in terms of conceptual things. And then off the court, you're going to eventually have to go to somebody's classroom. On top of that, you've got the nutritional aspect, you got the socio-emotional benefits, you got all of these different things. So when Belichick talks about bringing an NFL system to a college, I'm all for that. Two, North Carolina as a football program is simply not relevant. The last title they won, I believe LT was on the team, and that's in the 1980. So it's not like you're gonna have to be, if this is Alabama, Ohio State, Texas, it's just a different vibe. So he's in Chapel Hill, great city. And then in terms of recruiting, he can get you to the league because his Rolodex is fat. So if you're a player who wants to get ready for the NFL, who better to assist you than a Belichick and the litany of assistants that he's going to bring in for the coaching side? Now, academically speaking, that's why you hire folks like CKA to assist with that. So when people and commentators say, how can he relate to kids? I don't have to relate to every kid. I just got to relate to two quarterbacks, a depth chart, and so forth. And if these guys want hard coaching to get them ready, North Carolina's already a good school and they're already going to have academic things in place like most schools do. Even on your level, coach, you have academic folks designed for that. It may not be on the level or the largeness of the staff, but every school in the country has help. It's how
Yes.
much help.
Yes.
So I'm like, why not? And selfishly for me, I have been in education for 30 years, and I am at a point where I have the option to leave the public school system. Well, Bill Belichick is very good at his job. And because he's very good at his job, it's going to be hard for him to get a next job because he's going to interview with people who don't know as much as he do. And he's going to try to work with folks who just are uncomfortable. People are uncomfortable working with smart people who will challenge them. Most people do not want to be challenged. So why stick around to get no's that, how are those teams doing that said no to him? Some of them are doing well, some of them didn't. And I'm looking at the Atlanta Falcons. And as much as I wanted Raheem to get the gig, Belichick probably would have been a better fit with that veteran quarterback and blah, blah, blah. Um, any final thoughts on North Carolina before we talk about a couple of rehires?
Again, I'm like you. I love the hire. I love the hire. I love the fact that he is willing and was willing to want to be a college coach. And again, North Carolina was special to him because, like he said, his father was an assistant there many, many years ago. He grew up with his father on that, following him around the campus and everything. So I think it's good for college football. And again, I'm just hoping that they take advantage of it. I'm sure his staff is going to be outstanding. I'm sure of that. So with that said, that is really going to highlight their recruiting. I just like the hire.
Okay. All right. So now there's two schools that have my attention. West Virginia rehired Rich Rodriguez. And if
Yes, they
you
did.
recall, he left West Virginia for Michigan. And then University of Central Florida, UCF, hired back Scott Frost, who left them for Nebraska, and
Right.
now coming back. Coach, in your opinion, take either one or both. What do you think about them coming back to schools that they left? They left. Nobody asked them to leave.
Correct.
They left.
Something I think about in basketball. Every year we have hires. King Rice is at Monmouth. King Rice a few years ago had one of the best seasons they ever had in their career. Everybody came knocking. He stayed where he was at. He's going to be there for the next 20 years. One of the best coaches ever. They're winning, and he's having a ball. Sometimes leaving is not what you think it is. And that is something I think about with these guys coming back. They're coming back to places they realize they never should have left. It was good there. The people treated them well. Listen, those guys at that level are paid well. They're paid well. You're taking care of your family. Your wife can go to shopping without being abused because you're losing. So them going back states they never should have left.
Okay. All right. And speaking of never should have left, Marshall has some problems. So Marshall won the Sun Belt Conference, and they were set to face the AAC champion Army December 28th in Shreveport, Louisiana. But Marshall's coach, Charles Huff, left for the same position at Southern Miss a day after the Sun Belt title game after being unable to reach a contract agreement with Marshall on a new contract. Marshall quickly hired NC State's defensive coordinator, Tony Gibson, as Huff's replacement. But hey, Marshall got 36 players in the portal, including 29 scholarship players and 17 players on the team's two-deep roster for the Sun Belt title game. All three Marshall quarterbacks who played this season are in the portal, including Braylon Braxton, who's a Sun Belt player, newcomer of the year. Defensive end Mike Green said, I'm going to the league. So he declared for the NFL draft, and now they had to get another school. Let me double check the school very quickly. Louisiana Tech will replace Marshall, and they're 5-7 playing Army, who just lost the Navy. And somewhere George Ockert is saying, stop telling me about Notre Dame and their top 25 wins. Coach, as we close this week, any thoughts about Marshall being too good for their coach and not signing him back? What do you think?
I think the administration at Marshall made a big mistake. I don't know why they did not value what this man did, but obviously the student athletes did. Obviously, because when I read that they had 36 players in the portal, that they don't have a team to participate, that's a black eye for the university.
Yeah.
And you know, he won. He had the admiration of the team, of the community.
He won the title.
He won a title. So you know, I like to know where the breakdown was in terms of, you know, negotiations and so forth. But this is a bad look for them. You know, they hired a new guy thinking everything was going to just keep moving on. The players said, nope, not at all. We're out of here.
And if I'm not mistaken, Southern Miss is in the same conference. So at some point, you're going to have to play this guy.
He's going to be beating the crap out of Marshall. He
must be special because the players, as you said, this is my guy. And if he's not here, I'm not here. So kudos to the players. Kudos to coach.
Kudos to the players, absolutely.
You know, to say, hey, look, man, I don't like how you've treated this man. And coach, I'm not giving away any trade secrets. Not every school you've been to has treated you the way you were supposed to be.
That's exactly right.
And not every school that I've been at did I get what I thought. So, hey, if you think you can get a better deal somewhere, and he did, take your deal. Go out the front door. And players, if this is not what you want and you have measurable progress to graduation, I'm still Coach Adams, then go ahead and ply your trade elsewhere. So I thought those was interesting stories. Coach, I appreciate you being on both yesterday and today. So on behalf of Coach Johnson, I am Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Eye Coaches podcast, and we will see you on the sidelines. Until next time, take care.
The Eye Coaches podcast is sponsored by the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete academic and athletic support. From assessing student-athletes' academic and athletic skills, to measuring and monitoring student-athlete academic progress, to improving student-athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA Save Project provides wraparound services for student-athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org. We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach Franchize. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches podcast.